in another notch in Hogan's Mode's belt. The Golden Bros plow onward. It's time to see if miracles can happen for Hogan Mode.
You're going to have to take this, man.
This might be the best timeline in Rocket League esports history, ladies and gentlemen. It felt like it felt like a fairy tale that was never going to happen, but it might actually be happening. Hogan Mode take down K-Corp in 5, and now they've got BDS in front of them, and it feels like they're the favourites.
Oh, this is the absolute best esport in the world. It's easy, it's simple. Nowhere else could you get a team from out of nowhere become the center of attention and then Seiko, you know what? I'm sorry to say this, Seiko. I think the crowd might be against you here.
That was one of the best pre-game segments I've ever seen. Maybe that we need that to be a trend here.
Best segments involve him standing up. The last one was when he tried to shoot down Dazarin.
Corelli knocking in 103 bicep kills as well in the matter of 10 seconds was seriously impressive. And well, maybe Hogan Mode just need to recompose here because they were late to join the lobby as well. They were celebrating. They were certainly letting K-Corp know on Twitter about that victory, but they've got another best of 7 to deal with right here.
Right, so for those of you just joining us today, I'm wondering
this is
what
open.
on earth is going on. Wait, oh, Crowley takes it himself. That's one each. Well, I'll get to that in a moment because we got to break this down, bro.
If I had $1 for every open net BDS have conceded this tournament, I could buy a gold bar. They've just, again, third man gone, second man not sure, and Hogan Mode tied up. Oh my goodness.
Gold conversion rates are apparently incredible over there.
Oh, it's only getting better with this team performing day in, day out here in the final, in the EU Invitational, the final regional of the season, and potentially it feels like a dream. Maybe a major spot still available for this team.
All right. Well, let's discuss that real quick, because, again, we'll have people joining all the time wondering, what on earth is everyone talking about? What is this Hogan Mode thing that is happening? Hogan Mode are the only team that can disrupt the top 5 in Europe when it comes to getting over to Boston. In order to do that today, wait a minute, Rise actually backed off entirely as well. They had to win their last series against KC, win this against BDS, beat Vitality twice, and even then that's not enough to send them because they'd have to beat Moist in a tiebreaker. They have to beat every single member of the European top 5.
It sounds ridiculous, Shogun, but
it is ridiculous.
But every series, my belief in this team, it just grows and grows. They've been deadly. The past plays have been electric. And they were too much for K-Corp in the end there. And right now against BDS, they looked a bit rattled to start the game, perhaps not locked in. But since then, they got the goal back. And they are well and truly in this game number 1 here. Monkey Moon has been certainly active early on in this game. BDS having more of the attack. Hogan Mode still finding a way and passing it across as Scrub can't quite get the touch. Crowley lobs it on. That was wide open. He didn't realise Scrub might be able to put it away. Still Seiko with the touch. Hogan Mode still pushing forward, creating this offense. And this whirlwind, it feels like it's more of a mental battle against Hogan Mode now than anything else because every single person, bar the BDS supporters, Shogun, are right behind them.
Hogan Mode have got that thing where you're in a series with them and it's like, surely we can't lose to them. And that does stack. And right now, that's the chance, and Seiko had to try and bail them out. BDS have also conceded some absolute howlers today. That has to also be put on the board. They can't come into this expecting to be the better team. They need to treat this team with all the respect that they deserve.
Exactly, and Vatira, he said it himself that he was disappointed that they won a game in the first regional. Well, this time it was K-Corp that just won a game, and this time it's guess who, Mr. Kyle, the gold man, giving the lead to Hogan Mode.
It's the golden striker himself, Top Bins. Monkey Moon, merely a spectator for it. Every single goal feels like we get more and more weird and wacky over here in Europe, but it gets so much more entertaining.
Oh, we just might be merely spectators to the greatest storyline in esports history, folklore. They'll write books about this. They'll sing songs. As Growly fires it off, Scrub another open net. He puts it wide, follow-up from Rezi. Oh, he's wide again. Hogan Mode Could have had a 2-goal lead there in game one. They have all the momentum. They played the most recent series. BDS still trying to warm up into this match-like pressure. And Rezi with no boost. He stands around every single person on BDS. Scrub gets the tap in. Hogan Mode get up 2.
Hey, if this sounds like it's biased commentary, that's because it kind of is at this point. Scrub Killer there, turns it in. I am all up for the longest day possible here. Remember during the interview yesterday, Joyo said that he would be happy to be the team that eliminated the dreams of Hogan Mode. He expected to do that in the next round of the lower bracket, not in a tiebreaker.
The pressure is just something else in that sort of a scenario. But as we said, Hogan might have a lot of work to do in BDS. They're starting to get active in this game. Monkey Mooney's 2 crept up third man again. It's a rinse and repeat scenario. Scrub throws it across to Growly. They go the pinch on the bar. Is it going to go in? I see it, but I just don't believe it.
They can do anything and turn it into gold. Scrub Killer, Growly, that was incredible.
They are dead set clipping in the lower bracket final on Team BDS. A team
I guarantee you right now, Growly could start turtling right here, just turn upside down, and they would somehow get a goal from it. All right, Rice has managed to get this back. That is a long road, though, for BDS.
44 seconds, it's a long time. Or it's not enough time, should I say. It's still 2 goals to go here. We'll be interested in the kickoff, Shogun. We saw a couple of kickoff goals in the upper bracket final. I want to see Hogan Mode really lock this one in.
They are mostly against BDS, though. They got 1 versus the 3 they conceded. Monkey Moon up against Rezi. Rezi does well. Back to Monkey Moon, who needs to get it back to Rise. Has boost. Oh, wow, he's not got a car anymore, and Scrub Killer wipes out the shot. It seems like it's fun. It seems like it's a meme. It seems like games. It absolutely is all of those things. But what's lost here is just how legit this team is.
It's just 3 players on the pitch right now, so locked in with each other. The communication at an all-time high. They're having fun. We see Scrub Killer as we join the last series doing some curls in between games. And, well, if this side doesn't get you up and about for a European regional, I don't know what will, because they've beaten K-Corp. And now they've taken game 1 of the lower bracket final. Hogan Mode, is there anything this team cannot do?
I can't believe it, man. I can't, but I'm starting to believe it. I can tell you that right now. I have a question for you, CJ. At what point, if you are Moist Esports, would you actually log into Rocket League and start going, all right, we actually might need to start warming up here. This is...
Maybe not just yet, but...
Not yet.
Oh, I tell you what, if these games keep going the way they're looking right now, Hogan Mode, they started off slow here. They conceded in the first 16 seconds, Shogun, but straight after that, look at the equaliser. Look at Scrub finding the precision. They're pinching. Team pinches in
everything
midfield.
Right.
And everything is working for them right now. It really
is. I can't believe every single time we think this team might be done, they just continue to level up. They are incredible. And when you find a team that is playing this hot, you really can't doubt them anymore.
They're just absolutely locked in, and it is fantastic to see. A team that, as we said, they are making the Cinderella run. We've seen it before in World Championships. I'm looking at Cloud9 back in Season 6, but this is something else. This is just a whole other story right now, and an oddball of teammates coming together and just playing at the peak Rocket League. It's crazy to say, but it is.
It's a team that believes. You don't go for these kind of plays unless you think you can do it. Now Scrub Killer's already up 1-0. They only took 12 seconds.
Gee, if we thought this vitality snowball was big enough, this is just an absolute avalanche here. Hogan Mode again, 12 seconds into game 2. Monkey Moon tried to pre-jump, but Scrub Killer is just on another planet right now. He is elemental.
He is a World Championship MVP. He is a world champion. And he's a player that if somehow, some way, this Hogan Mode does get to Boston, we know he will deliver on that stage because Scrub Killer is one of the most notorious LAN players in the world.
There is no doubt right now about Scrub Killer. Well, before, as we said, he was the prodigy, but he fell off the face of the earth a little bit We were joking, myself and Johnny Boy, yesterday that he'd need a wheelchair. He was getting too old for the e-sport. Well, now he's just about to be able to buy a private jet because this team don't look like losing. The prize money's going to be raking it in right now for Hogan Mode. It's a pleasure to watch, and they are locking it down here in Game 2, picking up where they left off in that first one.
Of course, in a split that all of the attention was supposed to be on Zen, it's Scrub Killer who actually managed to be the most talked about player. Is that it?
No way!
Oh my goodness! Scrub Killer? He's not the past, he's not the present. This lad might be the future.
The 50, the follow-up Monkey Moon pre-jumps, and no one ready for Scrub to just go ahead and do his thing in the midfield, off the ceiling. Just the creativity, just to think on the spot, find himself in the right spot. And Monkey Moon, he didn't believe. Well, he's going to have to start believing because Scrub's up again. Hogan Mode looking for 3. Rise has to pre-jump in the centre. They've got 2 goals. They want a 3rd here. They are just not worried about anything right now, this team.
Vitality are waiting, and Vitality struggled more than this. BDS are seeing their tournament crumble. Played so good on Friday, played so good yesterday, and then we got to cast them against Vitality. That was not the BDS we were expecting to see. Now it's the demo. Who's there with the follow? Rezzy!
You betcha, it's Rezzy, 3rd goal for Hogan Mode, and the pressure is too much. The demos are too strong. Seiko's blindsided. Through the smoke screen comes Rezzy. And Hogan Mode, the train is rolling all the way to the gold mine.
3-0, and this match is quickly getting away from BDS. Now Rezzy dropping the ball back down. Doesn't quite have Growly there. Growly, who has maybe seen his stock rise more than anybody else throughout this split, only maybe compared to, well, Rezzy. It has been an absurd, a fairy tale, a dream, and we are living through it.
I mean, we're just waiting for the dream to end, though, Shogun, but it just keeps happening.
Feels like at any moment, BDS should be 7-0ing one of these games.
I thought that about K-Corp in the last series. This is where, Hogan Mode, this is where the dream comes to an end. We've had some fun, but that'll do. But no, this team wants more, and Seiko's missing the pressure right now on anyone playing this team. As you said, Shogun, they're thinking, surely we can't lose. Surely not. Surely Growly can't hit a double. Monkey Moon pre-jumps. But BDS still need 3 goals in the final 2 minutes.
Growly off the backboard. Oh my goodness, Rezzy almost found the angle, actually. Just imagine how the world where this team actually made it to the Spring Cup. This team did not get through the close qualifiers. And they are still on the verge. Well, I shouldn't say the verge. They're still quite a walk to go yet.
They're on the verge.
They're on the path. They're on the correct walkway at the very least.
Well, Seiko does find a little opening here. Just forces Growly's touch out and Monkey Moon coming through, doing the rest. BDS setting up the offense. They do get one back, minute 45. They certainly enough time here. Hogan Mode might be starting
It's not too excited for them, CJ.
There's a chance, and maybe Rise can be the one. He's got a flip reset. He's bumped Growly out. Scrub gets the touch. Monkey Moon, the shot's weak. Rezzy not only gets the save, but also clears the ball in the right path into the corner. Monkey Moon throwing everything. It feels like, Shogun, these teams, these top teams, are having to change up their play style. They're doubting what they're doing right now because they should be beating Hogan Mode, but they're just not sure why they're not.
It's one of those things, and I'm going to use this example I got from a couple of players ages ago, how they used to hate going through close qualifiers. Scrub Killer's actually getting blinded by the inside of the goal, where when they play teams, below them, a lot of teams like to scrim only, top 8 teams like to scrim top 16 teams, and that's missed. That's in. Well, we'll get back to this later on, because this game is now on.
The game is on. There's a minute, and that is a lot of time in Rocket League now. 3-0 down, back to 3-2 for BDS. They've brought the offense, and Hogan Mode, they look awkward. They've been caught out a couple of times now, just flat-footed in net, and all BDS need to do is work the ball around them, find the angles, hit it off the post, and maybe pitch it in off the kickoff. Seiko cooks their pinch off the start of the kickoff.
Well, if you were thinking you were dreaming, somebody's trying to wake you up. That was fantastic from Seiko. Brilliant. Managed to slot it through the gap. 3 each. And Hogan Mode have to stop the bleeding here.
Yeah, this is trouble now because these pinches are just, for some reason, locked into Hogan Mode's net. And, well, it's been rare for Hogan Mode to give up 3-0 leads. Usually they have been locking down games so well. We saw in the last series how they dealt with K-Corp, but they need to find the lead again. Rezi pushing downfield off the wall. Scrubs there, almost gets the dunk. Rowley can set up. Offs her a sidewall double. Does get it. Makes Monkey Moon very awkward, but does get back in time here. It feels like Shogun we're destined for an overtime. It just has that sense about it.
Well, that's the danger now for BDS, because every time we got into these clutch situations against Vitality weren't even really outplaying them. They just got in their own ways. On occasion enough, the backboard Monkey Moon had to get in the way of the ball. Can BDS change that narrative in game number 2? Well, that's rough looking as Rise does clear.
It was dangerous now, but maybe BDS are in trouble. Monkey Moon throws it on net off the bar. That could have been it. The 0-second heroics. BDS almost. But we do have overtime. Hogan Mode almost thanking their lucky stars, but that sounds crazy because they were 3-0 up in the game, but right now they take an overtime.
This absolutely should have been done. Very rare that you see a 3-goal lead disappear. 2-goal leads are even quite rare at this kind of level. Especially with the amount of time that they had left. Oh, that's across the face of goal and nobody was there to receive the pass. Now on the midfield, Scrub Killer, good challenge from him, but Monkey Moon does clear, and he's going to play it to the opposite side.
Almost gets the bump as well. He might be able to get the redirect, but Scrub just waiting. He respects the touch, and he's ready for the follow-up. Here's Rise, has a flip reset, hands it off to Seiko, but a great cut there from Rezi just to keep that ball in. BDS double commit! What is that from Seiko?
What? What? Are you kidding me? How is that a goal? Well, of all ways that was going to end, that was quite spectacular.
What is that? A double commit turning into a team pinch?
I've never seen, especially from that kind of angle. Like, they weren't moving forward to it. I've usually seen it like somebody coming left, somebody coming right, and they meet, for a regular pinch. That was different. That was crazy looking.
Had 4 goals on the bounce from BDS. The last one as impressive as any today. I mean, we saw Hogan Mode in the previous series, the double commit pre-jump dunk, but I mean, as you said, it just came out of nowhere. Seiko getting it on his tyres and Rise just launching the ball off it. Seiko just providing a platform to slingshot that ball.
Have you seen that before?
I don't know. It's just launched into the top corner. I can't believe it.
That was ridiculous. I mean, the BDS player's like, yeah, we did that. That's fine. That's all good. And for Hogan Mode, that was kind of a good way of summarizing their entire game there, really. Every single time there was a pinch, it went in their net.
A little bit unlucky from Hogan Mode, but defensively they also fell apart there. 3-0 up with 2 minutes left, as we said, and it felt like it was all over, but well, that was BDS for that final 2 minutes, plus that overtime. They had all the control, all the pressure, and now Hogan Mode a little bit, I want to say they're in trouble just yet. They did get the first game, it's 1-1, but yeah, maybe a little bit of a wake-up call, or as you said, a reality check for this team. It certainly feels like BDS have regained that control, the stranglehold on this series.
So needed for BDS's tournament as well, because that was the sort of play that was going against them against Vitality. For Hogan Mode, I'll be wondering what could have been. And now off the post, they're going to have to try and show something a little bit different to their game. We've seen them flying high today. What can they do now that the opposition are starting to fight back? Rise, reset, not going to get past Scrub. Monkey Mode decides to go the shot. Rise just delays. Growly gets beat. Rezi gets beat. Seiko back over. No, instead tries to go by himself, and that stopped. But BDS have grown into this game now.
Yeah, they're looking comfortable. You saw Rise going for the solo plays as well. That's an open net. Growly's not ready. Tried to go for the beat out, but the demo came through, and could have been an opportunity for the first goal on the board there for Hogan Mode. It goes wide, but Seiko now has an open shot, or at least the double touch. But again, he throws it wide, can't even get the follow-up. Had Boost to work with as well. Scrub Kill, a lot of these touches from both sides now are Been quite messy. Growly gets 50'd over the top. Monkey Moon solo play, one-on-one with Scrub. Scrub has to get up in the air early. Pre-jumps does well. Takes the double. Growly can clear it downfield, but BDS is just setting up the offense, building the plays. The flip resets coming through, but Rezi dunking his teammates won't help Hogan Mode. Better stave off this attack for now.
Oh, Scrub Killer looks for the backboard. There's the follow. Rezi, there's no one left. 1-0 Hogan Mode. And they needed to right the ship.
BDS had all the offense, but Monkey Mood faked out Rise, their second man, and then the double commit, the double whiff from BDS. And Hogan Mode had one attack. It was a counter. It was a quick counter attack. But it's all they needed. They didn't need the offense. They didn't need to build the pressure. They just needed that one chance to launch it down the other end. They've made the most of it. But can they hold on to this lead or extend it?
Well played pass, but Scrub Killer was aware of it. And off the backboard, Seiko has time to play. Rezi, that's to Seiko, and stopped on the goal line. Rice keeps the ball around. This is where BDS has spent the majority of game number 3. Still haven't got a goal for it. Half the game now down. Hogan Mode just looking a little uncomfortable with the positioning of the third man at the moment, but they haven't been punished for it just yet. Instead, it's a misplay from BDS that could have been caught for 2.
That's a very poor touch from Rise there. He had boost to work with, but just found himself under the ball and perhaps not expecting that trajectory. As Scrub now gets 50s, but the double commit from Hogan Mode, they're low boost as well. They have to back off. But BDS have disappeared here. Seiko playing the third man. He can't push up. Rezi now gets fired on. He fires it on net. Rise has to make the touch. Does so. Scrub now with no boost, just trying to work the ball around and maybe grab that corner. He will get it, but now Rise is downfield. Double commit Hogan Mode. Touch hasn't come through. Monkey throws it up. Rise looking for bumps. Looking for a little bit of a doomsday dish. Can't quite get it to work. Rezi now 50 out. BDS keeping the offense. Hogan Mode looking awkward, but they just work it out in the weirdest ways possible.
They're getting nice little demos as well. Oh, Seiko, he got everyone jumping. They needed Rise, and instead he's shut down. Well, BDS will be wondering how they haven't scored to this point. Monkey Moon tries to fake in a challenge. Now up against Rezi. Oh, the pinch! Has it gone against BDS this time? No, Rise wary to it. But this is also the last place he wants to see this ball at the moment. Prefer that was in the lovely orange side of the field. Instead, the challenge from Rezi keeps us in the blue. And Browder can keep chasing.
Yeah, Hogan Mode doing much better this time, keeping that offense, keeping the pressure on as Rezi gets a free hit. He doesn't have much boost, but all he needs to do is keep the ball forward. Rowley pushing up. Scrub, great challenge. Monkey Moon very awkward. BDS flat-footed in defense. They need to start working it out or it's going to go straight down the other end. Rice has to get a touch, but Scrub gets boost and ball. He said that, he gave the ball back straight away here. Rice flicks it over. Seiko, it could be the bump play. The shot goes on net and BDS tie it up with 46 on the clock.
Yeah, BDS just managed to get Hogan Mode in really, really awkward positions across the entire trio. Rally did not know the decision to make. Does he go early? Does he stay around and potentially get demoed by Rise? No real options there that you like the sounds of. And we go to 1 each.
Oh, this could be the chance. Shot off the bar. Follow-up Scrub. 50 out. Another pass. Great. Go-ahead pass there. The rotation, half rotation came through. Rezi now keeping the pressure on. Hogan Mode, second game in a row, they've given up a lead. Oh, Growly just cuts rotation, I love it. For BDS already, Rise makes a great touch. Now Monkey Moon has boost to work with, reset off the ceiling, fake it underneath, hits the musty, gets the dunk. Growly, he's up for the challenge here, he's up for the chance. He flicks it over to Rezi. It might be the fake back to Growly, but the shot goes wide, doesn't quite get it. Right part of the hitbox now with 4 seconds left. Are we going to get another overtime? And Hogan Mode, maybe another chance going to waste this Shogun, another lead that they've bottled in the last moment.
BDS only seem to do overtime and 0 seconds. That is their repertoire at the moment. That's an awkward pop. Growly lays it over to Rezi, who can play from that position. Has control from Rise, clatters into Scrub Killer on his way through. A couple of misses. Rezi avoids the demo. Now he's back to Growly. Growly gets the player, and Rezi had already pulled out of the player. Miscommunication from Hogan Mode.
Usually they're all over that one, but they couldn't make that work. They're still finding each other on the sideball, and Growly still getting to work with Seiko. Fantastic positioning on the air. Rise Nice chain dash. He's figured out how to do those ones. Gets the touch as well. BDS on the attack. Monkey Moon dropped down. It didn't look dangerous, but when Monkey Moon's around, anything could be bang on target, on the money here. As more challenges in midfield, more time for Rise to work with. He gets it over the top. Growly, that's so behind him. Should be open, and Rise does it all himself. Another overtime win for BDS.
Well, Hogan Mode might be gold, but Rise always stays Supersonic Legend. What a play! And if you're gonna win in overtime in style, Team BDS are doing exactly that every single time.
The mentality of this team is unbelievable. 2 games in a row now, coming from behind at the dying moments of the game, winning both in overtime as well. And Hogan Mode, it's not the game win timeout, it's the 2-1 down timeout here. Probably a good call in the end from this team.
Yeah, I certainly like it, but that's painful. I mean, you look at the way that those 2 overtimes have ended. The first one, you would say unlucky because you don't know how much BDS intended that. That second one, that's just fantastic. Rise is an incredible, incredible player. And it needs reiterating just the work that he has done to bring new life to a Team BDS that their season was, well, just trundling along. Nothing was happening, and they were looking to give up their World Championship with a whimper.
Now it's interesting to see how Hogan Mode respond here. Well, as we say that, I was going to say, are they locked in? Are they talking tactics?
I'm so curious what happened to Scrub Killer's curtain. Like, this has been doing my head in now for weeks.
There has to have been a pet involved.
There has to be a cat that tried to jump on that.
You'd think there is a cat involved, but I was just going to say, Hogan Mode would be talking strats, but all we see is Scrub just getting some energy in. Just as important, eating a banana. I don't mind it. As now, Hogan Mode, it feels like it could be 3-0. They were 3-0 up in game number 2. They were 1-0 up with 45 seconds left of game 1, but twice in a row the defense has let them down, their positional mistakes, and BDS capitalizing both times.
Yeah, this is the part where I feel like a lot of people at home are going to be thinking, all right, there it is. The dream over now. BDS should go on to walk this. It is up to Hogan Mode to prove that they've got that extra wrinkle to their gameplay, that it doesn't just have to be going well for them to be putting these results together, that they can bounce back. And it would be quite the bounce back indeed. But, man, this is going to require quite the answer because they are there. They are close. They are in a good position for 95% of the time. And it's the 5% that's losing them the games.
Well, Scrub's still confident, Shogun. He's still flexing to the camera even when he's 2-1 down in the series here. Hogan Mode, their backs aren't quite against the wall just yet, but this is a massive game. Don't want to be facing a couple of match points here. They want to tie up this series, but Monkey Moon's got other ideas. Straight off the kickoff, BDS in control.
I do feel like Hogan Mode need to change that kickoff. It's going against them a lot now. And
that is
now
open.
We've got Rise putting another one in. Oh, dearie me, the alarm's going off. Is it time to wake up from the dream?
Is it the fatigue settling in now? Scrub Killer just insta challenges last man. I don't mind it, but Rise was just ready for it. He knew what was happening there. He just gets the instant flick over the top. Open net from BDS. Usually it's those guys conceding the open nets of their own, but this time they are on the ball. And right now, as you said, all the momentum feels like BDS's.
BDS, however, do not seem to do simple, easy when it comes to winning their games. It's always been a scrap. Hogan Mode will certainly like to turn it into that yet again off the backboard. We also know that if Hogan Mode do...
Oh my goodness.
That was incredibly close. And we do know if Hogan Mode do get the momentum back on their side, they snowball so well.
Oh yeah, they just have so much confidence in each other in the team, and Seiko is awkward, but does make a good touch. Scrub keeps it in. Monkey Moon's positioning fantastic. Rezi's even quicker. Rise is all alone. His last man off the bar. Follow-up Growly blocked by Seiko again. BDS holding on. They're just scraping it out of net time and time again here, but Hogan Mode still pushing forward. That's a great pass across. That's a great pass to Growly. Monkey Moon, huge save. Seiko lands in front and keeps it out of the net once again. This feels like it should be a tie ball game. The BDS seemingly doing what K-Corp couldn't.
BDS's defense has just picked up so much. Vitality, this was the weak suit. And now, it has become a very large thorn in the side of Hogan Mode. Back down. Monkey Moon clears. Seiko, backboard. Oh, he's not going to recover. Instead, leaves it for Rise. Put that right down the middle, and that might be the only thing that saved Hogan Mode from 2-0.
Now, almost this is going to be it. There it is. First goal on the board. Resi gets one back. And we have a tied ball game off another counter-attack where BDS fall apart in the midfield. No third man, no rotation back. Hogan Mode capitalise.
Yeah, Rise went for one of those I think I can turns. He was absolutely certain his teammate was making contact mid-air. And I think I can turns into no, I can't. Well, BDS still seem to have a calamity in them.
Maybe this is better from Hogan Mode. They need to play from behind. They need to come back here as the 2 games they've lost, really. They've just thrown that lead. And here we go again, an open net, but Rise goes wide with it. Perhaps not expecting any. He put a lot of pace on it. He was coming in hot and couldn't get it on target. And now Monkey Moon has to buy time for his team. Does well. 50 comes through. Growly gets it around, however. Rise throwing the ball forward. Monkey Moon passes it to him. He's got no boost. Has to throw the ball away. Tries to get the boost. Doesn't. This could be good for Hogan Mode if they can work it out of net, but I don't know if they can. Scrub's in trouble. Almost gets bumped. Growly's there to clear the ball. Hogan Mode hanging on, hanging in there. Rise doesn't want that. He wants to get to work. The flip reset comes through, but doesn't make contact with the ball.
Rise, when he came to this squad, did not want to be playing defense as much as he was, but it seems like he's taken it upon himself here. He is very dedicated to being third man. Would prefer to send Seiko and Monkey Moon first, and now off the play, Rise! One mistake, put his team back on level playing field, but apart from that, he has been the standout player.
Forget about third man. He is the golden striker against Hogan Mode of all teams, and the flip reset comes through off the backboard. Perfect shot, top part of the net, and 2 keepers there couldn't do anything about it. Another fantastic goal from BDS. Rise seemingly doing it all himself, stepping up when it counts. The new kid on the block from BDS, as crazy as it sounds for a player like Rise, but he is certainly earning his keep here for this team.
Moist Esports needed help earlier on this season from Vatira to get them through to a major. How apt would it be if Rise was the next player that got them to a major? Oh, Monkey Moon's wiped out. Nobody around to help out. Got also aim for a couple more demos, but somebody actually needs to be around to take the shot here, lads. You can keep aiming for those cars as much as you want, but that ball's not going to move. Oh, another demo anyway. Monkey Moon's now the target. They are just going all out for this. It's become bumper cars.
Yeah, I don't mind it as well. Shifting it up. There's still a minute on the clock, but they have to start making some magic happen. This is going to be an open net if Rise can handle it. He goes for the bump instead. Rezi can't get it.
What?
He's just missed.
Hello?
Is it going to fly in? It is. Scrub couldn't get back either. And a massive defensive mistake from Hogan Mode. They just might be facing match point after this one.
I was saying after the bump attempts that maybe someone needs to try hitting the ball. It wasn't a challenge for you to just completely ignore that. That was a weird goal to concede. And now that might be insurmountable for Hogan Mode. They've got very little time to find themselves 2 goals. And BDS seem upset about the bumps because now they're aiming for Hogan Mode twice as much as they were previously.
Yeah, this sort of feels like how the K-Corp series should have gone. You know, Hogan Mode almost rattling them early. Seiko, another shot. Can he get it? Scrub misses. No, he gets the follow-up touch. He blocks the save. Another shot coming through. Blocked out again. Rise sending 2 defenders at him. Hogan Mode holding on, but, well, they need goals. They don't need to keep it out of their own net here. And as I said, this feels like what K-Corp should have been able to do. Rattled early, but being able to recompose and get the game back on their terms. BDS certainly have done that. The late momentum could come in their hand, or could come in handy, should I say, for Hogan Mode moving into game number 5.
Well, they're going to require that little bit of extra momentum going into the next game. Because this all seems to go back to that 3-goal swing that we saw in game number 2. Without that, who knows where this series is. But with it, it's triple match point BDS. And even if Hogan Mode overcome this, we start to remember how long the road is afterwards.
Yeah, this is three games in a row. I dare say if anyone can do it, Hogan Mode can, which sounds crazy, but we've also got our professional nutritionalist
I can't believe you're letting him have this on
at
podcast.
Psyonix here, Johnny Boy, who he's letting everyone know at home that Scrub eating his banana during the timeout last game, that won't kick in until about game 6. Based on the timing of that
useful. They need it now.
So they really need to win game 5, and then the banana buff can come in strong for Scrub Killer. But as you said, they need to win game number 5 first. They need to hold on until Scrub can carry them through game 6.
Surely you could have found like a quicker release energy sort of food around. I know bananas are very strong for that, but it seems like they require that a little bit quicker. Maybe start the series with that one, Scrub.
Yes, could come back to bite him here, but here we go. Game number 5. It's a 3-1 lead for BDS. It feels like they've got massive control of this game, but Hogan Mode, every time we think they're down and out, this is their end. Their time ends here. This is the end of the road. They just keep pushing forward, keep going. Monkey Moon says no, drops down, follow-up rise, blocked by Growly. A huge save early. And if Hogan Mode wants to keep their dream alive, Shogun, they need to make a lot more of those kind of saves.
Yeah, right now the alarm is going off, and Hogan Mode, they would love to hit snooze, but BDS are adamant. It's time to wake up. It's time to face reality.
Look at that. That is just top draw placement from Monkey Moon. He has been locked in today. Know that the upper bracket didn't quite go their way, but he was still putting a top corner when he had a chance in the power, the precision, everything going for them right now. The Team BDS. And that banana buff Shogun, well, it needs to come in right now because this is dire times for the bros.
I mean, at least he would have a lot of energy for the debrief. But I don't think they'd like that at the moment. And as Rise works his way back, realizes that he can just play for time. Drop kill up against Seiko, who just went in as quickly as he possibly could. BDS do win this. This is the kind of speed that we're going to want to see from them up against Vitality, because that's where Liquid had a bit of success against Vitality. And when we did get small glimpses of it from them, they did seem to have slightly better results. Rise up the wall. Rezi's come from the ceiling. He's not got any of the contact with the ball, though. Packboard once again. Seiko just trying to put this series to rest. It's down to Monkey Moon, who went for the pass. And I think the shooting angle was on near post.
Yeah, he could have fired that away near post, but this is what BDS do. They always choose to go for that extra pass, lock in the goal. Didn't quite work there, but they're keeping pressure. They're grabbing that boost. Seiko last man again. BDS just having to track back. They really don't care about defense much. That is their play style. It has worked so far, and it could be getting them into a grand final here as Seiko throws the ball up to Rise. He's going to outpace, but he goes the fake to Seiko. Rezi's up for the task. Scrub pushing the ball forward, trying to get on the counter attack. Rezi's there. Can he get to work? Pops it up. Growly goes straight away off the backboard. Drop down. Monkey Moon's ready. And Scrub, all he can do is backtrack and try and launch another attack down the other end.
Yeah, for Scrub Killer, that is the veteran move to make, to start heading back early, knowing that you were going to get beat, but it's also the thing that you least want to do. You are giving up that offense. You know you desperately need 2.5 minutes left, and actually a big opportunity! Growly's got his first! And is that the spark?
Big miss from Seiko there. He was, again, I sound like a broken record, ladies and gentlemen, but just crept up third man. I know the touch from Monkey Moon wasn't desirable, but he puts himself in a position where he feels like he has to go for the shot, or at least get a touch, should I say, but if he is sitting deep, he can opt to back out and backtrack. There, it just felt like it was his only option. Leads to a whiff, causes that mechanical, the individual mistake. And now a goal back. Scrub's in big trouble. Top corner, goes wide again. Hogan Mode holding on somewhat. They're missing the ball in defense, but BDS are trying to set it up. They feel awkward themselves here. Fake from Rise. Another one, 50 underneath. Monkey Moon throws it on net. Seiko again pushed up too far, but can keep it in.
It's just the bumps and the happening off screen that are just throwing Hogan Mode off so much. Just sitting on their PoE for a little while when they're in defense is just so awkward. How on earth is that not in? Well, the Rocket League gods seem to smile upon Hogan Mode for now.
Very lucky there. Another 50. That's on net. Rise is awkward. He hasn't half it properly. Half flip, should I say. Seiko, follow up. Growly, Resi, can he put it away? Monkey's getting bumped in net. Everything's coming through. The challenges. And Hogan Mode can't find the way through. Seiko can. He's got a flip reset. Scrubs up for the task. No boost to work with, so he does get the fake and beats one as well. Grabs the corner boost. 50 comes through. Growly sets himself. Goes for the shot. Resi faking everyone. Goes high. 50 by Monkey. BDS awkward. They're dealing with it so far.
Well, Rise had an opportunity to control that ball and go for the 1v1 play. Instead, he handed it over to the goalkeeper. BDS want to do better than that in the future, especially when they get Rise into those kind of positions, who is so good at making things awkward. And now, oh, that's off the backboard. First one to it is Rise. Resi, 31 boost, gets the pass back out. Nobody quite ready for it. Oh, this is so tense here.
Yeah, it feels right now. This, you know, you could say next goal wins right now, but it's got to be down for BDS. But BDS, their position always come back to bite them. There again, you see Monkey and Seiko both in the same spot again. No one willing to just sit a little bit deeper, and it's catching them out for now. Hogan Mode using that to their advantage, at least for that first goal on the board, as Rise up the ceiling. Pause is called right now. We've got a bit of a tech issue. Probably coming at the right time as well.
Oh, no, I don't have it. Wait a second. No, sorry, the bit. Yeah, we're still doing the bit. Yeah, no. Oh, I really hope that this isn't a long one, lads.
We have not stopped.
This could get rough.
We have not
how many
stopped
different... There we go. There we are. We're doing... Oh, thank goodness. Okay, we're all good. We're all good. Don't bring that back to us.
Trust me, I actually haven't stopped this whole series. My right shoulder is enormous. It is swelling right now, but, well, it's...
I've only been doing the right arm, though, and I feel like that is poor form on my part. I'll have to switch that up. I might start accidentally hitting the microphone. If you hear that, chat, then, you know, I'm sorry, but gains over commentary. I don't know. I couldn't find a way to make that rhyme.
Now, it's been brought to our attention that this timeout, now we don't want to call, you know, anything happening right now, but if they time out for long enough here, ladies and gentlemen, the banana buff will kick in during this overtime. This is unheard of. This is an unheard of pause, an unheard of timeout. But if they can just buy a couple of minutes, I believe that the timer I've set since Scrub ate the banana will be kicking in on the resumption of this game, and Hogan Mode might be able to dance their merry way to 3-game wins on the bounce.
I don't know if we can do this, but are you seeing this conversation in-game at the moment? They're arguing over whether or not Rise can score from this spot. Rise wants it unpaused from here. Growly's telling him, "Now I've got this, mate." I want to see if we can all come together and make a decision on if this is scoreable.
This feels like one of those videos of, you know, what happens next. We've got a pause moment here. Let's get a 1 in chat if you think that Rise is putting this top bins. Let's get a 2 if Growly's saving it.
He's not claiming it's on target. He's saying top bins.
Oh, sorry, top bins.
He's guaranteeing it.
I just feel like Growly with 71 boost would have this under control.
What are you doing, Scrub?
I can't remember how much power was on this shot here. It was on the ball, so I'm not sure, but it is a good scenario. But I want to go back to I want to go back to the banana buff because I think this might be in business. I mean, Rezi right now, he's just checking if his gameplay, if his internet, if his connection's right. But, well, I think that he's got other ideas. I think he knows that if Scrub Killer can just unlock this extra energy, this release of the banana buff, it's game over for BDS.
Potassium, mate. Can't beat it. Number 1.
You know what they say?
We are apparently going back to 17 seconds left on the kickoff. So Rise will not be able to prove if this is going top into. By the way, completely, like, Growly has this. This is Growly's a very easy stop for Growly.
Very, very easy.
There is no real goal-scoring chance here for Rise. I'm sorry, mate.
So the people that said 1 in chat, you guys are dying.
You are just wrong.
All right.
You can join the Shogun channel of predictions because you're just wrong, and that's okay. I've come to realize that is okay, this split.
Well, we're going to be unpausing. We're going to be getting back into this game. And I tell you what, the banana buff is in business. And this has 100% win rate. You cannot beat it like a broken drum set, Shogun. You just can't beat the banana buff.
Well, let's find out, shall we? 17 seconds Hogan Mode need the next goal, and it's on target. All right, well, I've managed to got a little bit blinded by the explosion as Rise back in field to Monkey Moon.
Oh no, maybe you can beat the banana buff because BDS have fired one across its Rise again, setting it up for Monkey Moon. And now there's 9 seconds for Hogan Mode season. Their major, their hopes and dreams to find a way back in. Can they do it, Shogun?
Seiko to Monkey Moon. Is there anyone back? No, there's not. That's a 2-goal deficit. And it is time to wake up. The dream is over.
Well, we had fun while it lasted, but it's time for the big boys to step up. And it's going to be BDS, the ones to move on. A fantastic series. After game number 1, Shogun, they just took a hold of this game and did not look back. Hogan Mode, they fought hard. But in the end, all good things must come to an end. And this is a time for Hogan Mode to say goodbye to their season.
I have a reel of bananas in the other room. I'm just going to go and throw in the bin. I'm unhappy right now. I no longer believe in bananas.
I apologise for the banana.
They don't do anything for you. They make you worse, if anything.
I gave a lot of people, I think, false hope there with the banana buff. And I think
you went hard on it. I'll admit. It was a little bit. But, you know, you went big. You went big.
Honestly, I did. I went for it, and I think my timing was still a little bit off. I don't think the timeout was long enough. But look, BDS, to their credit, getting back to reality. They've been a fantastic team so far, and they've really shown up this tournament. This is probably what we expected from K-Corp in the last series, but they couldn't handle the Hogan Mode. They couldn't handle the Bros. Well, BDS certainly could. They could handle Hogan Mode. They've sent them home, sent them packing, and BDS move on into the grand finals. They will be taking on Vitality again. It was 4-1 in the upper bracket, Shogun. Can we see a change of result here in the big one?
I mean, they need the playstyle switch up, I feel. I feel like the way they went into that previous series, if they go in there with the same mentality, it doesn't work. Vitality are just too good at that sort of playstyle. But if BDS decide to go in and just try for the pace, try and get some bumps on the third man, I would like that an awful lot more. But for Hogan Mode, that is... I can't believe... I hate this sentence. I don't want to say this. That is the end of their season. That's horrible.
It felt like it was going to come a lot quicker, though. It's a massive raps to them. Getting third in their final regional. The fact that they didn't qualify through regional number 2 is crazy. Perhaps the Spring Cup was not for them. They didn't quite like that one. But here in the Spring Invitational, they've absolutely shown up. They've taken down some of the best teams in the world. And I would love to see them next season. I feel like Scrub Killer, he's back.
Yeah, absolutely so. And when we come back, it'll be time for the grand finals. Team BDS against Vitality.